Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to my review on Doctor Who, The Trial of a Time Lord. I have to be honest with you, I rewatched this one recently, with the news with Bonnie Langford coming back into Doctor Who a couple of days ago now. I believe it's nearly coming up to a week. I was just thinking of rewatching all of Season 23 and Season 24. So I went first and started rewatching Season 23, so the next review I'm going to be doing is on Season 24. Possibility with a few random story reviews coming here, there, everywhere for this month, because I have got 10 planned and I've done 9 out of that list. So what can I tell you about Trial of a Time Lord? Well, it's absolutely a brilliant 14-part story. Now, I'm going to explain what I enjoy about this one. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new theme tune for this one. Dominic Ling gives us a brilliant Doctor Who theme. Honestly, I just think this is one of the best theme tunes I've actually ever listened to for Doctor Who. I really love the whole like, I don't know how to actually quite say it. I love how he's changed the theme tune. I think that if we had this in Season 22, Season 22 would be more epic than it actually already is. Because I really think this is Colin's actual Doctor Who theme. I mean, I always thought that Peter Howard's theme always was better for the Davison era and Season 18. I really wish we kind of had this theme for Season 22, I have to be honest with you. So that opening scene with the whole Time Lord space station, that's all panned out really, really well. Really, really well. That's all just panned out with the whole camera schedule moving around. I think that's absolutely brilliant. I love the fact we see the trucks beam and TARDIS there just kind of being pulled down, and the Doctor materializes and he comes out going, I do like the fact he goes to the course where we meet Gassity, the Vanquisher. We do actually have Michael Jason in the story as well, who plays the Valiard. I really like the way how they meet, and he goes, "Ah, there you are, Doctor. I thought you have lost your way." I honestly have to admit, be honest with you, I actually love the way Colin just throws insults at the Valiard and Michael Jason just throws the insults back to the Doctor. I think these two actors are absolutely hysterical, throwing insults at each other. The way the Doctor just calls the Valiard like the Brickyard, the Galliard, you know, all that lot. I really just find Colin Baker absolutely splendid. There are 2 lines I absolutely love from the Doctor in this story, and I will get there when we get to them. So, talking about the first story, the mysterious planet. So the Doctor and Perry arrive on the planet Ravalox. Now, the crime is, of course, going to Ravalox itself, because, as we find out literally in part 13, the Time Lords caused the Great Fireball, which basically knocked Earth out of its normal course, and they have to rename it Ravalox. So, it does kind of fit in that the Doctor does kind of disobey the Time Lords. In fact, he doesn't really know it's actually a crime at this point. I also admit, I do like Nicola Bryant in this episode, in this 4-parter. I think Perry and the 6th Doctor are really, really well together. If I could say anything, I actually preferred them in Season 22 more than this season, because I really like the way how them two like bicker quite a lot in Season 22, which is something that you don't really see with a companion with the Doctor in the modern era, that you just don't see them bicker with the Doctor, you know. I would actually like to see a companion to try and put the Doctor back in his place. I mean, that's what Perry does in Season 22. So in this one, the friendship does kind of like mellow, but you don't, now and again you do see Perry trying to put the Doctor back in his place and stuff. The robot Jaffro is absolutely brilliant. I do like Katrina, who is the queen of the tribe of the Three. I really do like the way how they think they killed the mortal one, that service robot. And then when she goes down into the actual sewer, like old sewer parts, but they go into this mega building, I really do like the way how she comes across Jaffro, and Jaffro basically electrocutes her and Bucktooth. I think that's his name. I really do enjoy that episode. That 4-part story is absolutely brilliant. I do like the way how Colin is absolutely brilliant, where he comes across the twins that were supposed to be eaten by the Great One. I do like the way how these people call the Doctor Old One, and the way Perry actually goes, "Old One indeed," and the way he literally just walks off. And of course, the fact that the Valiard is there, literally saying the Time Lords will demand the Doctor's lives. And the one thing I have to say about this episode, I don't really like the way how every single episode pans onto the Doctor's face. And I will say that because every single episode of this 14-part season is literally, every time you get to a cliffhanger, oh, it's on the Doctor's face. Oh, it's on the Doctor's face again. Oh, it's on the Doctor's face again. And you can tell Colin Baker has been told he's got to do the actual like dramatic acting at this point. So every time you see Colin's performance, it's like, oh, he's been a bit dramatic again. Yeah. But I actually have to be honest, I kind of do admit I actually do enjoy Colin's acting in this season. I actually like him in season 22 more as well. So I do actually like him in season 22. And I kind of do like him in this season as well. I have to say, Colin has actually moved up into my 6th favourite Doctor. I do need to do another ranking video of the Doctors, but I'm going to wait until after the 60th anniversary special so I can place the 14th Doctor into the list. And the end of next year in 2024, I'm going to be doing another one when Ncuti Gatwa's first for last season's finished, and then I can see how I feel on Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor. So I absolutely do really enjoy The Mysterious Planet. I think it's the best story out of this season. So jumping into Mind Warp. So we go to the planet Theta Beta in the 24th century. And of course, this planet is Syl's home planet. We meet Lord Kith, who's basically having something wrong with his brain and he needs it moving. Of course, the Doctor does kind of go a bit insane, but is he acting? Is he not acting? It's that sort of thing with the Doctor. You don't know if he actually is acting or if he's not acting because of the way he's actually being. In fact, I do like the speech at the end of this 4-part epic story, because this is Trial of the Time Lords episodes 6 to 8. And I do like the way how he believes that the Time Lords killed Perry, because the Time Lords had to act because of the Doctor, because if he spreads out in the universe all this massive brain transplant, that's it for the universe, the Time Lords believed. I absolutely do like the way how the Doctor goes lies. The High Council has no right to order Perry's or anybody else's death. No, I was pulled out of time for another reason, and I have every intention of finding out what it is. I honestly just love that cliffhanger at the end of part 4. Absolutely brilliant. Brian Blessing in this episode is just absolutely spot on as well. I really do like Brian Blessing's character as King Lucullus. Phenoneck! Honestly, I have to admit, I actually do love Brian Blessing's character in this episode, in this 4-part epic. I absolutely do love the fact. The next story is actually Terror of the Third Voice. So we've had the Doctor's present, we've had his past adventures being shown to the High Council. So the Doctor goes to the Matrix to show them an event that happens in his sort of future. And of course, he meets a new companion, aka Perry. He meets Mal for the first time. It's me talking about Perry in Mind Warp. I have to be honest with you, Bonnie Langford is absolutely splendid as Mal. I think in this season, I do kind of wish we had more of Mal in this season. If we had The Mysterious Planet, basically Perry's last story, that finding out that her own planet basically became Ravelox and stuff, and I would have seen her want to help all the people that were there by trapped by Jeffro. I would have liked to see her leave back then and leave the Doctor. And I really would think Mel would have been good in Mind Warp as a little bit because of Syl. When he meets Perry, you kind of tell that Perry doesn't like him. I think it would have been interesting to see Syl and Mel meet. So at this point in Terror of the Third Voyage, the Doctor is basically showing the High Council an event of his future. And when I say that, when he shows them, he's showing them all these little bits of adventures through the Matrix because his TARDIS has been bugged. And he goes, bugged? Yes, it's an Earth term, Gazetty. I have to be honest with you, again, I do like the way how the Valiard interrupts the Doctor, where the Doctor was interrupting the Valiards in his adventure, where he's literally showing the Doctor his adventures while he's on court, and when the Valiard starts going to the Doctor, you can tell the Doctor is getting a little bit annoyed. Especially calling him as I say in the other 2 stories, we called him the Bricky Yard, the Galley Yard. I do like the way how the Doctor does apologise, going, there's literally does it again. He goes, sorry, force of habit. I really do like that. I really do like that one. I really do like Mal in this one. Again, that scream that she does do, I'm kind of hoping we have we don't actually get to hear her screaming in Ncuti Gatwa's in next story with Mel. I also have to be honest with you, I actually do like Terror of the Third Voyage. I think this is the 2nd best story of this season. It was my first favourite until I rewatched The Mysterious Planet. Terror of the Third Voyage, I love the fact we have the Third Voyage, and if they get across to Earth, and basically they would do what us humans do to plants, where basically we use plants to live on, and we let them decapitate and all that lot. And of course the Third Voyage are plant creatures. And of course, they do go around killing humans and make us to go into their compost like we do with plants. I really do enjoy that little bit of a dynamic. And the fact the Doctor has to kill them by using Vibrillium, and he literally throws it down and says, use the Vibrillium, Mel! And of course, I do like the way how the Doctor and Mel have a little bit of banter. And of course, the Valeyard basically thinking, I'm going to get one on the Doctor and I'm just going to accuse him of causing genocide. Which leads into the next story, aka parts 13 and 14 of The Ultimate Foe, in the fourth story of Trial of a Time Lord. So this two-parter, one of the episodes is written by Robert Holmes. You cannot beat Robert Holmes' writing. But unfortunately, with Robert Holmes dying before he actually completed the second and last story of the season, it had to go to Pip and Jane Baker to kind of write off what, Robert Holmes was going for in part one. Again, it has another good iconic line when the Doctor's there talking to Time Lords, as we find out about that it was down to the High Council that they kind of did this whole situation with the Earth, named it Ravalox and stuff. I have to admit, I do like Colin Baker's line where he goes, in all my troubles in the universe, my battles against evil, against power-mad conspirators, I should have stayed here. The oldest civilization, rotted, degenerate, and rotten to the core. Daleks, Cybermen, Centaurus, this and the nursery compared to us. 10 million years absolute power. That's what it takes to be really corrupt. I honestly have to admit, I absolutely do love that line with Colin. And when I actually do get Colin's outfit for me to cosplay, and that's the first thing I'm going to be putting on my TikTok. Me saying that entire speech in Colin Baker's outfit. And let's be honest, I absolutely love this story. I love the cliffhanger to part 13, where you got the Doctor and Glitz in the Matrix, because the Valio has been basically found out that he's a darker version of the Doctor that exists somewhere between his 12th and final incarnations. Which would make sense if it's between Tennant and Matt Smith's Doctor, the Darker Alchemations, because Tennant had some great dark moments as the Time Lord Victorious, and Matt Smith had some great iconic dark moments, like in When a Good Man Goes to War. So I really can see the value existing between Tennant and Smith for that one. I also have to be honest with you, I absolutely do love that cliffhanger. So anyway, they're in the Matrix and they're on the beach. This setting on the beach is absolutely fantastic. So the Matrix, nothing is actually real. And then, of course, these hands come out of literally out of the sand and literally start pulling the Doctor down to the ground. I do love that cliffhanger. And when you got the Doctor basically screaming, no! And you got the Valeyard laughing, saying, you are dead, Doctor. Anthony Ailey is basically back as the Master in this two-parter. The fact that he's been watching the trial all along and he sends Savile, Glitz and Mel to basically help the Doctor basically try and make a point to the Time Lords and against the Valeyard. Absolutely brilliant. Part 2 of The Ultimate Foe, aka part 14 of the whole lot of the Trial of the Time Lord. I have to be honest with you, I actually love it because you got the Doctor and the Valeyard having that fantastic showdown where you got the Valeyard basically going to use the Matrix to basically kill the whole people in the court chamber. And the Doctor does interfere, and luckily the Doctor does escape, and the court is still alive thanks to Mel warning them. And when the Doctor comes out, he goes, now, where were we, Gassity? I love the way how Gassity goes, all your charges, Doctor, have been dropped. There is an opening for the president of Gallifrey, and he goes, no. Again, I do like the fact how they offered him the presidency of the Time Lords. Once again, considering the fourth Doctor was the Time Lord president in the Invasion of Time, the fifth Doctor was offered it in the Five Doctors. I do like the way how the sixth Doctor is offered it. So that's literally 3 incarnations of the Doctor that was actually offered the presidency of the High Council of the Time Lords. So yeah, I really do enjoy that little fact. I like the ending bit as well, where you got the Doctor and Mel literally walking out of the courtroom. She's talking about putting him back on onto the treadmill and giving him carrot juice. He goes, carrot juice? You know, I think I was a bit rash of turning down that offer of the presidency. Oh, carrot juice. Carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice. And the way the tie's dematerialised. And when, of course, she literally goes to the Keeper of the Matrix, goes, once you have fixed the Matrix, Keeper, let me know. Yeah, my lady. And it turns out to be the Valeyard, and he's just there doing that laugh, and that's how it ends. Honestly, this 14-part epic, I really enjoyed rewatching this story. I mean, I haven't rewatched this one since last September in 2022. I normally watch this since 2020. I normally watch this like from September to, just because I think it's a good story to sit down and watch around about September time. So for me to actually watch it in the summer, where it's basically hot as boiling, and I just fancied rewatching a bit of Doctor Who, so I rewatched Trial of a Time Lord, and it's absolutely a brilliant story to go back and revisit in now and again. I have to be honest with you, I actually rate Trial of a Time Lord. I'm going to have to be honest, I kind of have to say I actually rate it a 9.5 out of 10. If I was going to say season 22 is actually a 10 out of 10, this is the next step down. Yes, out of all the whole seasons of Doctor Who, I do think this is definitely one of the weak ones, basically in the 30 slots. Because we've got 39 seasons, I do think this is still in the 30 slot spot. Probably a little bit higher with around about 33 or 34. But I do actually like Colin Baker's performance in this season, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, you know, stay tuned for another Doctor Who review coming out possibly tomorrow, because as I said, I've got quite a few lists of episodes to do I want to review, because there is Inferno, there's Earthshock, Spearhead from Space, and of course, some other iconic stories. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share, and let me know in the comments, what do you think of Trial of a Time Lord? Is it one of your favourite seasons? Let me know what you think of the whole performance with Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant, as well as Bonnie Langford, and of course with Michael Jason as the most petrifying incarnation of the dark side of the Doctor, the Valeyard. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content.